Good evening, people. This is just a little short video I decided to make of the offspring, just out of the blue. Basically, I just come across a picture that was taken when I had meningitis on my leg. The picture is here. Basically, I was rushed into hospital when I was 7 years old, and when I recovered from my illness, I don't actually know all I know I was taken with a high temperature into a coma. I was in Guy's Hospital, and about 4 or 5 months after, I was suggest that that this meningitis just appeared. Well, I believe it's meningitis because I've researched and looked through websites, Google, and images and stuff, and for meningitis, because someone said it looked like meningitis, but no one's actually told me or confirmed what it is. And been doing a lot of thinking tonight, and when I come across this picture, I was just reminiscing, or going back in memories about the meningitis that I had, and how lucky I am to be here now, and how lucky I am to know what I know spiritually, vibrationally, and have my guides that can give me this inspiration and stuff. And I've been saved twice, I believe. I believe that I've been saved twice from passing on to spirit the realm, because as I was rushed into Guy's Hospital after having a wrestling match with my sister's present boyfriend at the time, and through the accident, a wrestling move, obviously, he banged my head, and it hit the side of the base of the wooden base of the bed. And basically, my head cracked against it, and it hit me on the head right at the back on my right side. So if I get hit there again, then I'll go basically into a coma, and well, it all depends from there on. If I've got 9 lives, then maybe I'll come back next time, if there is a next time for any reason. But that happened when I was 7 years old, and I was rushed into hospital, and then all of a sudden this meningitis came up, and there's 2 kinds of meningitis that I believe there is, and that I believe the one I had was the leg, blood disease of meningitis, and so over the years I've recovered over that, so I thank God twice for saving my life in 2 different ways. And so every day, even though I know what I know, and that I share it privately and to individuals, like knowledge and about the occult and the secret societies, and how they manipulate and how they control the media, and for some reason there's always a reason for something, but there's always a reason, and it's always come back into my head. Like, I understand that everyone's got a spiritual path or a gift that they're going to use and they're going to pursue, but not many people that I know in contact, or like even coming to engagement in my life, they've never turned around to me and said they've had information or spiritual information, or mediums come with messages about the Illuminati contacting me in the reading. They've never mentioned David Icke, they've never mentioned dominoes falling, they've never mentioned anything about conspiracies or writing about the conspiracies. and I just seem to, for some reason, in the last 3 years, either drawn it in or like, because I wasn't aware of these things beforehand, I believe my higher self knows that I did not manifest in this spiritual path that I'm on and I'm guided on, and I always question it every day, not question where I'm going with it and what I'm doing, because I'm comfortable with doing that and I know where I'm going, but I always question, and I always trust obviously, but I always question why me go through experiences that I have and come out of it like I have, and obtained the knowledge and wisdom over the 3 years that I've been getting into this spiritual kind of life, or this this way of life, conscious, being conscious basically. It's not spiritual. There's something I was listening to earlier and they said spiritual is a big word. It means quite a lot of things, and it's to do with religion, and like you can go deep into it, like the myths and etc. and all that. So it's vibrational and it's consciousness and stuff like that. So since I've become consciousness and awoken to my gifts and awoken to the world and what's really going on in the world, which I've already known. I've already known it since I was a kid, like since as long as I can go back in time. I can remember to like 9 years old, 10 years old. Before I got into the music at 12 years old, I was always thinking, about the government and why are the government controlling the planet, or this England, because at that time I didn't obviously, not well. I don't know about you lot, the people of you, and I don't know about if you ever thought about that stuff, but a normal kid don't really think about that kind of stuff, like who controls. And it's only young age, in my young teens, about 15, 16, I start realising about the government, the corruption in the police, and uh, that's how it all started. Just looking into the common law, the civil law, the law of the land, and then getting into it. But like I always question, and I just wonder why that I've got this little path, this little gateway, because yeah, I ain't exposing big secrets like you've never heard, but I know a lot, and maybe you right now who are listening, watching, maybe you know it, so that's all good. And then, but the people who don't know it, they can hear my perception, or they can see my perception from it, and then they can analyse it from what they think or what they already know. And if they really go with the gut feeling anyway, they'll come with the same, answer basically to all the questions, like everything and anything.